What's up, guys? Welcome back to Ken Paul channel, and it is the start of the F1 season this weekend, and I want to talk about some predictions. Here are 5 predictions on what I think could end up happening. So, what I think one of my first predictions will be is Verstappen maybe getting his 3rd world title. We haven't seen a driver just getting exactly 3 world titles since Ayrton Senna. Could Verstappen end up having yet another dominant season, almost matching Sebastian Vettel's victories, and potentially going up in the rankings of driver wins? If Verstappen gets 20 wins this year, then therefore it will end up being quite dominant for not only Red Bull, but if Red Bull gets every win but one, they will beat the record which was set by Mercedes when they got 19 out of 21 race victories, when the other 2 victories were held by Daniel Ricciardo in 2014, because we had 2014 Canada and 2014 Hungary. The second prediction, which I reckon, Alonso in a title fight. Now, Alonso's move to Aston Martin has struck all of us. And I reckon, looking at Aston Martin in testing, do they have the potential to go with Mercedes this year? Because Mercedes were 3rd place. So do Mercedes have a challenge, not only to challenge Red Bull and Ferrari, but to also challenge Aston Martin when they were down in the midfield last year? With a driver veteran like Alonso, and already with him almost his 6th season, Lance Stroll, never know what could happen. Another prediction, which I reckon could end up being true, it's another Alonso one. Could he get another podium? Qatar 2021, for the first time in a while, Alonso got on the podium with Alpine. Alpine were the only other team to have scored multiple podiums who isn't Red Bull, who isn't Mercedes, and who isn't McLaren. Because although Ferrari did score a few podiums as well, but they didn't get a victory. Alpine did. On a track where it was really hard to overtake. The 3rd hardest track to overtake, besides Monaco and Singapore. But could we see the Spaniard win another race? Could he get some decent points for the first time we haven't seen since his Ferrari seasons? We just have to wait and see. Number 4. This one might seem unlikely. Lando Norris getting his 1st win. Russia 2021, Lando Norris was denied of a victory because of the heavy rain. He chose not to pit for intermediates, which therefore he slid off the track, went down several places in the final few laps, therefore gave Hamilton his 100th win. But can Norris pull out something in that McLaren that, never know, could potentially give him a race win? My 5th prediction is a Max and George fight. Reason why. Max Verstappen has already won 2 world titles, could potentially be going for a 3rd. But however, what we saw in Brazil With George Russell in that Mercedes, I saw the Sakhir Grand Prix. As soon as George Russell is in that Mercedes, he can't be caught. If Mercedes can sort out their porpoising, then potentially we could see more George Russell wins. Potentially, we could end up seeing maybe quite a few wins. I would expect maybe George Russell for a win, maybe in like maybe like a track where Mercedes are really good, like Hungary, for example. But however, Mercedes have lost the last couple Hungarian Grand Prix. Hamilton getting higher than 6th is definitely another one, because I would potentially see Mercedes getting higher this season. Maybe a second place. Maybe a second place in the Constructors. I'm not sure about the I'm not sure about the first place, but I'm pretty sure the second place is doable. That's only if they don't get in too many fights with Alonso and Stroll. If there are any couple more predictions. So instead of Max and George, I reckon it's difficult, but I reckon if there was one team at the moment who isn't doing well, it's AlphaTauri. AlphaTauri took massive step backs last year. They went from 6th down to 9th within the last couple of years. AlphaTauri has had the worst outcome. Williams only went down 2 places. The biggest gains were made by Alfa Romeo and Haas, because Alfa Romeo managed to go up 3 places, with Haas doing the same. Well, ended up getting joint 7th. But however, AlphaTauri, on the other hand, went down 3, because they went down to 9th. Williams, of course, no surprise there. Mercedes, going over the course, it was Red Bull who went up a place during the last couple of years. Then it was Mercedes. Mercedes went down 2 places. But second place Ferrari. Ferrari's gone up 1 place each year. Well, despite getting... yeah, don't mind that yelling in the background. But anyway, I don't going to end it there, but are we going to see Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari, maybe Aston Martin coming into the fray? Because I'm definitely not sure about McLaren, because McLaren have been taking a few steps back now. They went 3rd, 4th, 5th. Are we looking at a 6th place? Could Alfa Romeo overtake them? And especially with a person like Bottas, right? Alfa Romeo are capable. So that's pretty much all we'll have to say. And we'll just hopefully wait before I bring the F1 roundup for the first race of 2023.